We'll have a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. It's December 20th, 10 o'clock. All three county commissioners are here, and we will begin with consensus and approval with our county administrator.
Morning.
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 You have no exonerations to approve. Minutes for February. For December 13th, 2023. Vouchers, General County, $212,181.08. 911, $19,066.34. Chestnut Ridge Park, $3,324.91. Camp Muffley, $2,856.94. Mason-Dixon Park, $78.18. Mon County Center, $5,034.46. Transportation levy, $90,374.24. Recreation levy, $8,525.45. Library levy, $22,182.22. EMS levy, $185,045.28. Payroll, assessor's valuation, $60.38. Payroll, $1,014,879.57. Parks and Rec, $16,007.65. Purchasing card vouchers, General County, $30,634.39. Magistrate Court, $17.76. Chestnut Ridge Park, $166.33. Camp Muffley, $152.96. Mason-Dixon Park, $394.55. Mon County Center, $139.16. Recreation levy, $34.84. Assessor's valuation, $10,041.25. ARPA, $3,972.76. For a voucher total of $1,625,170.70. No budget revisions, position vacancies for board and authorities listed on the website, and fiduciary orders for December 20th, 2023.
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Pop moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, introduction of new employees, personnel changes, Chestnut Ridge Park.
We have 3 seasonal part-time individuals that we will be working on the Tubing Hill.
Right.
We have Madeline Chadwell, Hannah Elizabeth Miller, and Layla Stevenson. Their start dates are all December 20th, and rate of pay is $11 per hour for each one.
Move to approve the personnel as presented.
Second.
Pop moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, County Clerk Lori Conklin.
Full-time non-exempt employee benefits, with benefits at $3,750 per month effective January 1st, 2024.
Move to approve the personnel as presented.
Second.
Pop moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are we going to do the grant position next week or?
In January.
January, okay,
Remember, there's no meeting next week.
okay. So we will do, there's a grant position, okay. Our prosecuting attorney was here in case we had any questions on it.
Well, Colleen still has her grant stuff that she has to go through, so.
Okay, thank you. Okay, at this time, we will have comments from the public. If you have anything you'd like to present, so feel free to come down, and we'd love to hear from you. We have a small, fantastic, great news, superlative presentation that we learned about Friday night, and please explain who you are and why you're here and what's going on.
Sure. Good morning. My
Morning.
name is Megan O'Reilly. I'm the Director of External Relations with Westridge, and we are here to present on the exciting award of the Chaplain Hill Gateway Project MPDG grant. So I wanted to spend a few minutes sort of talking through that process, and then I'm going to have Shelly Casiello from our team, she's our communications manager, talk through some of the specifics of the project itself and what's happening on 155. See if this works for us.
Yes, it works.
Okay, look at that. So I wanted to talk through the timeline. Commissioners, you're all very aware of this, but more for public information, how long you all have been working on this. We started this process last year. that we had that initial funding, notice of funding opportunity last March and submitted last May. And then received notice that we did not receive an award for the project last year and kept rolling from there. So debriefed with the US DOT, began our process again, updated our grant based on their feedback, and then resubmitted for a successful award this year. So that was June notice of funding availability and an August submittal for a December 15th, Friday, award that we had noticed that we had received an award, which was very exciting. Well, there we go. I'd like to start by really showing our project partners. This is for the 155 work that's been underway for a few years now. That is the County Commission, of course, our development, Westridge, and then the West Virginia Department of Highways. And then as we got into the grant application, and you'll hear as Shelley talks through this, we really looked at enhancing and expanding the Exit 155 project, and given its pivotal nature in the community, how we could really create a gateway for Monongalia County. And so we worked both with Mylan Park and with the Mon River Trails Conservancy, receiving their input on the grant and how we could work with both of those partners well. I'd also like to point out the elected official support we had. The amount of community and support at a federal and local level was largely unprecedented in these grants. I've been working on grants like this for a long time, and having the governor and your senators and all of your congressmen, all of your electeds behind this, giving us letters, personally supporting and lobbying, that is unique and is a large part, I think, of why we were so successful. And so wanted to say thank you to all of our grant proponents, and especially everyone who supported a letter of support. So having letters from every municipality in the region, many of our businesses, all of your planning organizations, your area partnership, these were really pivotal to its successful award. And then last, I wanted to highlight Governor Justice and his support. He gave us this quote Friday as we heard about the award, and I wanted to drive home some of this. How this is a big win for Mon County and our state as a whole. But the phrase that we keep sort of coming back to is he described it as supercharging our vision. And we really liked the sound of that we had the Exit 155. We wanted to improve it and expand it and enhance it, and we supercharged it. And then he talked about creating a modern multimodal gateway for Monongalia County, and that it will serve for generations to come. And last, and I really liked this message, this idea of what we can achieve when we work together, and how this grant is really the example of that, a shining example of everyone coming together and creating a real benefit for Mon County. And so with that, I want to turn you over to Shelley Casiello, who will talk through sort of the Exit 155 components, the larger grant, and those enhancements and expansions, and then get into a little more of the technical of the project. And we'll see if this mouse works for you.
Thank you, Megan. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
As you know, the existing Exit 155 project has been ongoing for a while, and it is, I'm here to talk about the original project as well as the grant proposed expansion and enhancement components of the project. As you know, we've been working with the DOH on this for many years, and the original project is been under planning and is has committed funding for the original project, and we don't want to delay that. That doesn't have anything to do with that. This grant has to do with the enhancement and expanding of the project, and therefore we get to add some new components to it. Some of these components, they're easy and quick to implement, and others are going to take a little more time. You're going to plan and design, permit, and construct these projects. So given that, we are telling the public that you can anticipate 2 or more phases for this project as an overview. And keep that in mind as I'm talking about this today. This is brand new. We have a lot of details to work out with our project partners, with the grant agreement, and any environmental studies that we're going to do. So this grant application was designed to enhance and implement the original project, or supercharge our vision, like the Governor Justice says. But fortunately, because of the grant, we are actually going to be able to do a lot of what we had applied for on the grant. There we go. Sorry, I should have gone there. There we go. So just a refresher, this is the existing 155 project, and it will cover the replacement of the poor and fair condition bridges of I-79 over Chaplain Hill, the new westbound flyover, and then also reconstruct that exit 155. So what I'm talking about that will be covered with the grant is the project enhancements, which is first the bike and pedestrian path. So the original project was minimally accommodating for pedestrian crossing and safety. And so its proximity to the rail trail, we thought a shared use path that was dedicated to bicyclists and pedestrians would be a nice enhancement to the project. Along with that, let me show you. So that's what we're talking about, a shared use path, in case, I just throw those terms out because I'm used to it, but that's what that is. The next one would be this is a major project in a critical artery and in a very concentrated growth area. So we want to make sure that we're planning for the future, and we want to make sure that the region gets benefits from this project for decades to come. So we have to make sure that we're going to accommodate for any future transit extensions that go along that corridor. And then the final enhancement I'm going to talk about is the gateway design features. So when visitors are coming to Morgantown, or West Virginia for that matter, we're their first impression. And I think we all have opinions about our first impression. So through public engagement process, we're going to ask for input on design features that are practical, maintainable, and are representative of our community. Here's an example of a gateway feature here. So this, it's not really just letting a driver know that they've reached their location, but it's also, it's setting the mood and the tone for the community that they're entering. So it's pretty important. So the gateway, this is another example. This has got some heightened aesthetic features on the entrance to this area. This one's Fairmont Connector, which is in West Virginia. They use non-traditional lighting, landscaping, bridge accents and rails, and then they also, part of it is is technology. So a lot of people probably don't think about technology when you think about road construction, but for example, variable message signs. These can be used for move-in day at WVU, football games, emergency situations, weather events. So they're very useful. So that was the enhancements, those 3 enhancements. Now we move to the expansion portion of it. So we started with the east side and expanded on making a connection between the rail trail at the Star City trailhead to that shared use path that I just discussed. So we're just found an opportunity for us to connect the rail trail with the western side of the county, which we just had to take that opportunity. And also it makes us multimodal, which is a real priority with the US DOT, and we kind of think it set our application, ahead of the others. We worked with the Montreux River Trails to develop a switchback that will connect the rail trail to the Star City Bridge.
Oh, okay.
And then on the Star City Bridge, we're going to take one sidewalk and the shoulder, and that'll be converted into a safe, divided, shared use path for bicycles and pedestrians across the bridge. Also it has that buzzword that all applications need, is the multimodal, and we think it's going to be very beneficial to the community. It really opens up that side of the county. So the next part of it is equally important on the grant was the western side of exit 155. So that's Chaplain Hill Business Park, Milan Park. There are a lot of details that we still need to work out through this phase 2. It's going to take some time, but as you guys know, certain funding from grants can only be used towards federal highway systems. So that's going to be we need to work through that. But we've opened up some DOH funds, and we'll be working with you all, the DOH and the US DOT, to work through the grant agreement. But then we're also going to be formalizing with various parties and respective sources and uses for the State Transportation Improvement Plan, the STIP amendments that will be coming along with the $54 million grant. And while we're working through these constraints over the next year, and the design is not as far along as we'd like, we also understand that this western expansion is important to the community. It provides equitable access for the region, and also that it is a widely supported component. And then next steps. So what you guys will be seeing, we are going to be engaging with the US DOT and DOH regarding the grant fund agreement. We're establishing steering and stakeholder committees. Public meetings will be held the first half of 2024. We are going to push and are expecting construction to start on this in the end of 2024, the beginning of 2025, depending on how quickly we get through the grant agreement and then any environmental impacts studies that we have to do. And I'm going to turn it back over to Megan. Thank you.
Thanks, Phyllis. I'll be quick. I'll get to the mic. I just wanted to say thank you to you county commissioners for your leadership. This project is visionary, and your support and push for this to happen is really instrumental for the county. And then again, to thank Senators Manchin and Capito, who have been with us since the beginning of this process, personally lobbying even last year in our first application. And then the governor, who really upped his support this year. We think that made a big difference, having his championship behind this project. So thank you. We're excited to get started. There's a lot of moving parts. It's $54 million and a lot of parties at play, but we are excited, and you'll hear from us starting next year. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Since it was a public portion, we're not going to respond, but since the meeting's very quick, each of us will be allowed to respond at the end of the meeting. Thank you very much. Grants. Colleen, do we have any grants?
First up, I have requests for reimbursements for the Governor's Highway Safety Program. The first one is for Safe Communities in the amount of $2,045.95. The second one is impaired driving in the amount of $1,610.77. So there's those two. And then I also have a grant contract agreement. First, the resolution is the Commission of Monongalia County met on December 20th, 2023 with a quorum present and passed the following resolution. Be it resolved that the commission hereby authorizes the Honorable Thomas C. Bloom, President of the Monongalia County Commission, to act on its behalf to enter into a contractual agreement with the Division of Administrative Services, Justice and Community Services to receive and administer grant funds pursuant to provisions of the Sexual Assault Kit Initiative SAKI grant program. So with that grant, we were awarded $159,464, so you'll need to sign the grant contract for that. The standard conditions and assurances, the federal standard conditions and assurances, the EEOP requirements, and certifications regarding lobbying, debarment, suspension, and other responsibility matters.
Move to approve the president signing the grant documents as presented.
Second.
Bob moves in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. That sets a motion now, what I'd ask. Okay. Do we have any correspondence?
Really, we just have the one piece. It was a press release that was sent out on Friday night.
Yes.
Regarding exit 155, the 54.3 million. That's it. That's all I have, unless you all have something.
Do you all have anything? Okay.
I don't.
Seeing none, unfinished business, we don't have new business. To consider for adoption and entry a bond authorizing resolution in order of the County Commission of Monongalia County, which would authorize the issuance of its subordinate tax increment revenue bond, Series 2023B taxable, Development District Number 4, University Town Center, Series 2023B bonds, for the purposes of paying costs of the design, acquisition, construction, equipping of costs of the amended 2 TIF project in the County Commission of Monongalia County Development District Number 4, and paying costs of issuance of the Series 2023 B bonds and related costs, also approving the forms of certain documents to be executed by the County Commission in connection with the issuance of the Series 2023 B bonds, and also authorize the execution and delivery of such documents by the appropriate officers of the County Commission and other matters related thereto.
I move that we approve the bond authorization resolution and order as presented.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Is there need to be any discussion, or do you want to come down since you made the trip and we'll let you? They're getting to know you on a personal basis.
Yeah,
Tom.
I'm seeing an awful lot of you guys, which is great.
For you, yeah.
Yeah,
you're
and
making
hopefully
good
it's good. Hopefully it's good for you guys too. So you'll recall over the summer, so the TIF, the property TIF district was extended by 15 years by the County Commission over the summer, pursuant to legislation that was enacted and then approvals by the county and the Department of Economic Development came back to the county. County finalized that extension over the summer and at the same time issued property tax bonds that paid off the existing bonds and also provided funding for additional capital improvements within the district. And so those are first lien bonds, basically first lien on the tax increment revenues in the district and the TIF fund. You'll recall in the past and most all of these prior transactions, there's also been a subordinate bond placed with the developer, Westridge, which allows Westridge to make additional investments in the district to further the development. And basically, they use their own funds to do that and then credit those monies through the county and the bond trustee into the bonds such that, then that amount accrues interest that's payable on the bonds. And then over time, as the development continues to build out, additional private investment is made, and which enhances the increment. Then, the past history has been that creates an opportunity for the county to then, at some point in time in the future, issue bonds that would then pay off these subordinate bonds, which then has the effect of reimbursing the developer for those infrastructure and other site development costs that were incurred to keep the development moving and create the opportunity for that private investment. So that's what these 2023 B bonds would represent, the subordinate bonds that would be placed with the developer. The order authorizes not to exceed $20 million at a rate not to exceed 9%. The junior subordinate bonds on the excise tax side that were closed, I guess, in November, that's the same rate that was used, 9% on those bonds, and that's been vetted by your Cruz and Associates as the municipal advisor and a key bank, basically that's an appropriate market type rate for this instrument. The actual bond amount, I've actually got new glasses I'm supposed to pick up later today, so I don't see as well with these anymore. About 18.9 million, and the closing costs associated about $74,500, which would mean the remainder of that is available for that requisitioning for those project costs that we talked about. There's a draw schedule that's anticipated for those costs to run through approximately June of 25, just an approximation of when it's anticipated that those monies would be funded into the bonds. Although that's flexible, there's a 3-year period where that can occur. Interest payments would start in June of 24 and be made annually on the amount that's actually drawn. And then final maturity, June of 2053, which is a 30-year term. That's the same as when your senior bonds mature and repay. So that's a basic overview. And it also approves the first supplemental trust indenture form. That's a part of this transaction, and the bond purchase agreement. Any questions?
Any
I'd be happy
questions?
to try to address
No.
those.
Pretty clear.
Clear as mud.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you for all your work on
Thanks, Tom.
this.
Thanks, Tom.
So do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
I made the motion.
Oh, did we?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I apologize. Okay. That's right. You
Yeah.
need to vote. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Consideration to approve requisition number 16 for the Star City Administrative Expense Fund.
We're going to have several requisitions, and I'll preface those by saying all these payments will be made to Steptoe and Johnson for their administrative work on the annual report.
Okay.
The first requisition is for Star City, $1,457.50.
Move to approve requisition number 16 for the Star City Administrative Expense Fund.
second.
Properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Just want to go on, read
Yeah.
the next one.
Requisition number 9 is for the Maple Drive Improvement Project. This is $1,457.50.
Move to approve requisition number 9 for the Mon General Maple Drive Series 2016 Administrative Expense Fund.
Second.
Properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, this is requisition number 3 for the University Town Center, $1,748.75.
Move to approve requisition number 3 for the UTC Series 2023A Property Tax District Administrative Expense Fund.
Second.
Properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This one is the Harmony Grove Phase 1. This is requisition number 2. It's $2,737.50.
Move to approve requisition number 2 for the Series 2021B Harmony Grove Phase 1 Administrative Expense Fund.
Second.
Properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay. Consideration to approve the president to sign a master service agreement with Comcast Business to provide, yes, internet service to Mason-Dixon Park.
Just a clarification, technically, they already have internet service. This is just upgrading it to a
Yes.
business line. The cost per month, I believe, is $99.95,
Yes.
and they're making that work within their current budget, so.
Great.
Great.
Move to approve the agreement as presented.
Second.
Properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Consideration of appointment to the Monongalia County Board of Health.
I've got 2 applications. You all have interviewed both candidates, Gregory Salaski and Katrina Gallagher.
Move to approve the appointment of Greg Selesky to the Mon County Health Department Board of Health.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any discussion?
You know, we had 2 great candidates,
Really?
so it really, either one of them would have been great additions to the Board of Health, and I appreciate both of the candidates throwing their hat in the ring, and I wish Mr. Selesky luck on his service on the Board of Health.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. Properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
For
Aye.
Greg.
So this is an appointment that will fill the seat left vacant by Dan Barry's
Yes,
resignation. And so he'll fill this unexpired term, and which will be good until June 30 of 2028.
2020. Okay. Great. Is there any other new business?
Not new business, but I do want to make a clarification from last week. We had a new employee, I should have mentioned this earlier. We had a new employee for the youth service center that was approved. I went back and rewatched the video. I have no idea where I got the date from of her start date. I
Oh.
read like December 18th or something. I have no idea. But her actual official start date was December 6th. I just wanted to put that on the record.
Okay.
I told Tanya I'd correct that.
Okay, so we're going to change on that. Okay. Reports from elected officials and department supervisors. Good morning.
Morning, Alex.
listeners. So I just want to come up here. Annual report's going to come in January, but since this is the last meeting for 2023, just want to give you guys some numbers. The road crew from March until December 4th got 33,440 pounds of roadside litter picked up. And this week, recycle has now surpassed 1 million pounds for 2023 recycled. I was actually just up there with maintenance. We just got a camera installed up there today, so hopefully we can curb some of the issues we have up there. Other than that, I wanted to thank you all for all the support you've given me in this department. This year has been different in a lot of ways. We've made a lot of improvements since I came on in April. You guys have supported me in litter control 100%, recycle 100%. None of it could be done without you all. Help from the prosecutor's office, learning a new position, a lot of help from maintenance and IT. I've given them a lot of work orders. So I want to come up here and give you those numbers as last meeting for 2023, and just thank you all for your support over this last year, and looking forward to next year.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Alex.
Thank you for
Thanks,
the
Alex.
great report.
Appreciate it.
Okay, seeing no others, we will go to reports from county commissioners. Yeah.
Just a couple of things, not to steal, I'm sure, some of Tom's thunder here, but I'd like to thank Department of Highways, yes, Department of Highways, for their work on pre-treating the roads this week. We were the only county around that didn't have a delay or a cancellation, much to my children's chagrin, yesterday. But they did a great job, and
Yes.
we have been vocal in our request for support up here, and those calls have been heard, at least with the last two snow or ice droppings that we've had, so thank you very much. Thank you to our friends from Westridge and all the elected officials that helped with this grant. This is incredible. Even as soon as I got on commission, all I heard about was exit 155, exit 155. I know what they're talking about. So it's an amazing project, and it's really going to help that area of the county, and we look forward to working with you and implementing it the whole way. And lastly, being as how this is our last meeting of the year, hope everyone has a safe, happy holiday celebration, and we'll see you next year.
Sounds good.
I wasn't at our last meeting, but I was certainly out of town working on behalf of the commission. Wednesday, we had our West Virginia Court Board meeting at the Greenbrier. After that, I took the opportunity, since I was already halfway there, to go down to Winston-Salem and spend a day with my daughter. Thursday, I participated in a Talk of the Town interview with the other two commissioners, though I did it remotely, and I also participated in a Development Authority meeting remotely. Friday, I was back in town. We had board interviews and staff reports. Monday, we had a broadband RFP review. We came up with a list of questions. The next step is to forward those to the two offerers and give them a deadline to get back to us on questions that we had with the two proposals. So that whole RFP review process is moving forward pretty quickly. Also had a call in the afternoon with our fleet management group. Yesterday, the administrator and I worked together on an MOU with our Canine Center, and I had a merchants call and at the end of the day, I went to I was invited to the Jackson Kelly Christmas party. Me and my wife were both invited, so we went up to the Jackson Kelly Christmas party. Today's a regular day, though at the end of the day, we have our Morgantown Area Partnership Board meeting at 4 o'clock, and then after that is the business after hours in the at the Marriott. That's their biggest business after hours event, so I'm looking forward to a lot of the public coming out and participating in that. Tomorrow, I have a Milan Park Foundation board meeting, and in the afternoon, I have a call with merchants to work on some invoices. I want to thank Ryan and your whole crew. Thank you. Every year we submit this grant, you're always skeptical about grant requests, and here in Mon County, it's hard to get grants because we get passed over a lot because of everything else we have going on. But this grant is welcome news, and will finally, hopefully, it will kickstart the whole Exit 155 project. And lastly, I'd like to also thank DOH. Monday, when it started snowing, I was almost guaranteed, being the last week before Christmas, that the school system would have an easy call to call off. Give the kids the day off the next day, but DOH was out pre-treating and making our roads safe so that we could have just a normal day while other counties around us were closed. So I do want to echo those sentiments to the Department of Highways. Other than that, this is our last meeting. Wish everybody happy holidays and look forward to an even more exciting 2024. Thank you.
Yes, I do want to echo, I was very excited that the night before the DOH went out and pre-treated it. They listened to us, and I jokingly said there were trucks everywhere the next day that I thought they may have moved all the trucks from the entire region into our county because they did a fantastic job. And I think it's time, when they do something really positive, we need to make sure and thank them. And again, we really do appreciate that. Second, Friday night was an exciting night. My phone started ringing around 5 o'clock from Senator Manchin's office, Senator Capito's office, then touching base with, and I can't say enough about Ryan and Megan. I mean, it's a Friday night, and I'm calling them, and we're working on a press release, and we're doing so much. And then you get the personal call from Senator Manchin about 10:30 at night to verify that it was official, because they were told it was, but it was really funny. I called Ryan and said, Ryan, now, no one's allowed to know this till next Thursday. And he writes back in about an hour, it's already public. Manchin and Capito had already made it public. So, I mean, it's real exciting. But I think what's really exciting more is that this county commission, you know, believes that action speaks louder than words. And we went out and did this when a number of the leaders said we probably shouldn't go and take all this time and energy at the state level. And we didn't get it the first time. We listened and resubmitted it. And Senator Manchin was unbelievably appreciative and thankful to Westridge, to Ryan, to his organization, to Mulba, and also to the 3 county commissioners who, as he said, really made his day, because this was one that we got a lot more than he was expecting, and he tried to help, and Senator Capito we're very excited about. So it's really good when you work together, Democrats, Republicans, and independents, and you drop all the labels and you do what is best for Mon County. And this was fantastic. Let's see, I have that one, Friday. Thanks, I did that. And finally, I do want the public to know that on December 15th, the County Commission sent out a letter to all Region 4 municipalities and counties on the next steps regarding West Virginia Foundation. With the support of, I just want to read the one line, with the support of the Region 4 Director, Jonathan Board, Monongalia County would like to once again host a meeting of all local governments to discuss the governance structure for Region 4. The meeting is tentatively planned for Thursday, January 25th at 9:30 at the Mon County Center. And we also are planning to have a Microsoft Teams link if we can. This is the next step that we need to do with the $1 billion that is now going to become available in the next several months. And I'm excited that, again, we're taking the lead. I talked this morning to Kent Carper. It is on their agenda in Charleston, and their county is also moving forward on this. And hopefully the other counties will do that. So with that, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Looking forward to another exciting year. And do I have a motion to dismiss?
So moved.
Second.
We be gone till next year.